Hi, and welcome to AE Help's IELTS test preparation videos. This lesson and materials are taken from www.aehelp.com. For lots more help, visit us there and join our full course. Now that we're done with visualizing for section 3, and we've answered those questions, let's look at the fourth and final skill for this second lesson of listening section of IELTS, which is going to be critical listening. And for this critical listening, we're going to use section 4 of this listening test, which is often the most difficult section of the listening in the IELTS exam. So it takes extra attention and a lot of extra practice to be able to score well in this part. Make sure you're doing this at home. So again, please remember that critical thinking or critical listening is basically active and structured listening, and it's a process of asking those three key questions of what, why, and how. So remember, just ask yourself, what is this topic? Why is it important? And how does it work? So this is a very effective way to prepare your brain for the information and also to use the information that's already in your mind from past experience, from what you've learned in school, what you've seen on television, read in books, heard from your friends or your family. So gathering all of that information in your mind will really help you a lot to increase your score in this part of the listening. And of course, by answering these questions, you're also going to be able to predict what you're going to hear. So when you get to this part of the test, have a look at the questions, have a look at the information that's in the test paper, and immediately ask these questions in your mind, and then give nice, complete, detailed answers again in your mind before the audio starts, so that when the audio starts, you will have a prediction, assumption, and inference of what you're actually going to listen to, and your brain will be much more receptive. It will accept the information and will be open to it, as well as use existing information. So again, critical listening is extremely important to practice to get those good scores. So let's have a look now at the questions of section 4. Let's look at the topic, and then let's ask these three important key critical listening questions, give some answers, and then go from there. Now that you looked at the questions for section 4, you realize it's some paragraph completion, which is an excellent type of question for critical listening. However, don't forget, critical listening does work for any type of question. So let's ask the first what is this about question. The answer is very clear. It's given right at the top of the page. We realize that it's about climate change. So what is it about? It's about climate change. Now, of course, then we get to our second question. Why? Why would we talk about climate change? So, why is climate change important? And of course, we have multiple questions that we can ask using why, and you should do that, especially when you're practicing at home, but even during the exam, if you're a quick thinker. So why is climate change important, or why is it happening, or why is it important to us? So these are some good why questions, and answering these for yourself will definitely help you to do well with this information. So why is climate change important? Well, it's important because it affects all people. So because it affects all humans. That's very clear. We live on this earth, we feel body temperature, we maintain our homeostasis, so our internal temperature, balancing it whether it's cold or hot outside. A lot of our life in society depends on the weather patterns and the temperatures that we live in. So clearly it's a very important topic for us. And again, all of this information is quickly accessed in my mind when I'm doing this kind of critical listening or critical thinking here. So the third question is how. So how does climate change happen? So how does climate change happen? Well, it's very likely you've heard some information about this in your school, from others from TV. Climate change is happening all over the world. Temperatures are generally increasing in most parts of the world, and this is leading to the ice caps melting, the changing of vegetation. It's impacting farming, agriculture. So how does climate change happen? Well, we believe that some of it happens because of human influence. So maybe you've heard the word greenhouse gases. And greenhouse gases are different types of carbon emissions generally, often from cars and from factories, but not only from humans, also in natural ways, which then enter the atmosphere and change the way that our sun is able to penetrate our outer layers, ozone layers and so on, and then reach the surface of the earth, and that changes the temperature. So because of greenhouse gases, because of humans, pollution, cars, factories, and again, try to think about as much of this information as you can, because it's very likely that a lot of it will appear while you listen. So try to think about details. And again, it's okay and it's a good idea to ask different what questions or different why questions or how questions. Just remember, don't go off topic. So make sure you stay focused on the topic of climate change. If you go off topic, your mind will wander, and now you're going to confuse yourself, and it's going to be worse than before. So don't go off topic, stay to the topic of climate change. All right, now take a minute or two, maybe pause the video, and try to see if you can come up with some other questions and some other answers related to climate change that I haven't mentioned here before we continue with listening to the audio and then answering the question. So go ahead, ask these questions, write it down. It's very important that you write it down, the questions and the answers, full questions, full answers. And then when you're ready, continue with the video, and then let's listen to the audio and answer the questions as we listen.
Now turn to section 4. Take some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Listening section 4. You will hear a professor discussing climate change. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello class, hope you all had a good weekend. Today we will be talking about climate change. Life on Earth is going to have some adapting to do if climate scientists are correct with regard to their predictions of the Earth's rising atmospheric temperature. Humans and animals alike may have to change both their habits and habitats. The average temperature on the Earth's surface has risen by an estimated 1 degree centigrade in the last 100 years, and this trend is continuing at an ever-increasing speed.
To see the rest of this lesson, and for lots more help with the academic IELTS exam, to give you the best chance to get a high score, please visit us at www.aehelp.com and join our full course.